A teacher destroyed a 10-year-old boy with 5 words. He spent 20 years proving her wrong.
In 1995, a teacher looked at a 10-year-old boy and said 5 words that no child should ever hear. You will never be anything. That boy didn't cry. He didn't argue. He just went home, sat in his room, and made a decision that would change his entire life.
His name was Daniel. He grew up in a small town where nothing much happened. His father worked at a factory. His mother cleaned houses. They were not rich. They were not connected. They were just ordinary. But Daniel had one thing nobody could see from the outside. He was obsessed with learning. While other kids played outside, Daniel read books, old books, borrowed books, books with torn covers that he found at garage sales for 25 cents. His teachers thought he was strange. His classmates thought he was boring. But Daniel didn't care, because every book he read whispered the same thing to him. The world is bigger than this town, and you can reach it. Then came the day that should have ended everything. 5th grade, English class. Daniel had written a short story, 3 pages, handwritten, about a boy who travels to the stars. He was proud of it. It was the best thing he had ever made. His teacher read it in front of the class. Then she put it down, looked at him over her glasses, and said, "Daniel, this is a waste of paper. You have no talent. Stop dreaming and focus on something realistic." The class went quiet. Some kids looked at their desks. Some laughed nervously. Daniel felt his face go hot. He wanted to disappear. He took the story, folded it, and put it in his pocket. He never showed his writing to anyone again. For 3 years he stopped. No writing, no reading for fun, no dreaming. He became just another kid in a small town going nowhere. And that teacher? She probably forgot about him the next day. But Daniel carried those words every single day.
When Daniel was 14, his uncle came to visit. Uncle Ray was not famous. He was not rich, but he had done something nobody else in the family had done. He had left. He moved to a big city, started a small business, built a real life on his own terms. One evening, Daniel and Uncle Ray sat on the porch. Daniel was quiet, the way he always was back then. Uncle Ray looked at him and said, "You look like someone stole something from you." Daniel shrugged. "A teacher told me I have no talent." Uncle Ray was quiet for a moment. Then he said something Daniel would remember for the rest of his life. "Boy, talent is just a word people use when they don't want to explain how hard someone worked. Every person you admire was told no. The only difference is they didn't let someone else's opinion become their autobiography." That night, Daniel went to his room. He pulled out a notebook, and he started writing again.
He didn't become great overnight. He was bad at first. His writing was messy. His ideas were all over the place. He submitted a short story to a school magazine at 16. Rejected. He submitted to a local writing competition at 17. Rejected. He started a blog at 18. For the first 6 months, 0 readers. His friends told him to quit. His own father gently suggested he learn a trade instead. But Daniel had something now that he didn't have before. He had Uncle Ray's voice in his head every time someone said no. Don't let someone else's opinion become your autobiography. So he kept writing, every day, even on the days he hated every word he put on the page. He treated it like a job, like his mother treated her work, like his father treated the factory floor. Show up, do the work, go home, come back tomorrow. At 23, Daniel wrote a story and submitted it to an online platform. It went viral. Not millions overnight, but thousands, then tens of thousands. Real people, strangers from countries he had never visited, saying things like, "This made me cry. This is exactly how I feel. I needed this today." He read every single comment. At 26, he published his first book, small publisher, small print run. It sold out in 3 weeks. At 30, Daniel was a full-time writer. Not a billionaire, not on TV, but living fully, completely on his own terms, doing the thing he loved, reaching people he would never meet, building the life that a 10-year-old boy once dreamed about in a small town with 25-cent books. Here is what I want you to take from this story. Somewhere in your life, maybe recently, maybe years ago, someone told you that you were not enough. Maybe it was a teacher, maybe a parent, maybe a friend. Maybe it was your own voice inside your head at 2 a.m. And maybe, just maybe, you believed them. Maybe you folded up your dream like Daniel folded that story and put it in your pocket. Stopped. I am talking to you right now. Pull it back out. It doesn't matter how long it has been sitting there. It doesn't matter how many people said no. It doesn't matter how far behind you feel. The only opinion that writes your story is yours. Nobody else gets that pen. So pick it up, start again, and don't you dare stop. If this story hit you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Drop a comment and just say, "I'm starting again." See you in the next one.